British Touring Car Championship returns to action for the second meeting in a row at Thruxton. Last time out, it was BMW 635 domination, with Mike Newman taking pole, while Russ Dugman, managed to take the win, our first win of the 1987 series. At the quarter distance of the championship, we can see that Chris Hodgetts has a 10-point lead in the series, a perfect score with 3 class wins and 3 class poles. He leads Graham Hathaway, Dennis Leach, Mark Hales, while Andy Rouse and Jeff Kimber-Smith are tied for 5th place. There's as much interest in the class battles. Class A currently led by 1 point by Dennis Leach, Andy Rouse second. We're equal third with Graham Good, while David Carvell in the Rover sits in 5th place on 8 points. Class B, Graham Hathaway in his Ford Escort has a 5-point lead over the similarly mounted Mark Hales. John Dooley in the Alpha is tied with Carl Jones for 3rd, while Rob Kirby has 1 point in 5th. Class C has seen just 2 competitors this season. Roger Saunders leads the class ahead of Colin Piercy, also in a Metro, on 8 points. While Class D, Chris Hodgetts, 30 points, leads Jeff Kimber-Smith, Alex Moss, Alan Minshaw, while Phil Dowsett in his little Escort sits 5th. It's another sunny day here at Thruxton for round 4. As the cars make their way around on the warm-up lap, let's have a look at the grid. And pole position for the second meeting in a row, Mike Newman in the BMW 635, joined on the front row by Andy Rouse in the ICS Sierra. Row 2, Tim Harvey in the Estelle Rover, and he's joined by the similarly mounted Rover, Dennis Leach, car number 4, the Class A Championship leader. Graham Good sits 5th in the number 6 Listerine Sierra. Alongside him, that's us, Russ Dugman, car number 12, winner of the previous round. A great effort to qualify 7th for Carl Jones in the Duckins Escort. He's joined by David Carvell in the Castrol Rover. Position 9, Mike O'Brien in the Holden Commodore. He's joined on row number 5 by Colin Piercy in the Metro. Position 11, the other Metro, Roger Saunders, car number 45, joined by Mark Hales in the Escort. 13, a long way back, Pete Hall in the Sierra, who had a lot of trouble in qualifying. He's joined on row 7 by Bill Griffin, having his first run for the year in the Marlborough liveried Rover. Position 15, the Class B series leader, Graham Hathaway in the white Escort, joined by Graham Scarborough. He's proven to be our nemesis so far this season, but he's a long way back, position number 16 in the Letchworth Roofing Rover. 17, series leader Chris Hodgetts, pole position again in Class D. He's joined by Tony Crudgington in car number 62. Position 19, Jeff Kimber-Smith, another Corolla, and alongside him Class B's Alpha John Dooley, car number 31. Position 21 is the other John West Alpha, Rob Kirby. Position 22, Paul Longfield having his second run of the year, and position number 23 off the back of the grid, Phil Dowsett in the Ford Escort. So another 16 laps to decide the winner of round number 4. Let's go down to the car as we grid up. Can we repeat our round 3 victory? We're a little bit further back on the grid. So we roll into the 6th grid spot. Here we go. Lights are on. Away. Not a bad start, although we haven't made any ground into turn 1. Oh, Harvey sideways in the Estelle Rover. Mike O'Brien's made a good start. One of the Escorts has jumped up to Campbell. And into Cobb we got cars all over the place. Graham Scarborough are in. What is going on? Pete Hall, we're back down to 12th. Up to the back of the circuit for the first time. Cold tyres. A lot of understeer. Carl Jones behind us. In fact, getting into the back of us. Church corner for the first time. Pete Hall in the Sierra in front of us. Horrible opening lap for us. Oh. Pete Hall dives up the inside of Graham Scarborough through the club chicane. Hall around. Tim Harvey's gone around in the Rover and we're caught up in it. Had nowhere to go. I thought I was clear up the inside. Into Allard for the second time. We're down the back with one of the John West Alphas. Tony Crudgington in front of us. Campbell again, the Alpha. Jams up the inside. Cobb, Seagrave. What is going on? Get around Crudgington. Oh, that horrible first two laps. Around the Corolla. To Club. Sideways. Tim Harvey's getting caught up with, I think it was Jeff Kimber Smith. It's going to hurt Harvey's chase of the championship. He's had 2 DNFs from the first 3 rounds. He really needed to start making points. Colin Piercy in the Metro in front of us. A lot of ground to make up. Piercy in the Turbo Metro. It's the second time we've understeered wide. Up to Church. The so-called fastest corner in Great Britain. Probably right. I haven't fact-checked it though. Oh, come on. Inside of Piercy, we can't. We can get him on the way out though. Crisscross. .16th. Not getting any points back here though. Chris Hodgetts, Class D Series leader. To second gear for the complex. Hodgetts going for the perfect score at the moment. Pole and victory in class in the first 3 rounds, so leads the series on 30 points. He's on 31 now because he had pole for Class D. It's making it very hard for anyone, especially in the outright class, to get anywhere near him in the overall championship. Come up to the chicane. Whoa, and there's cars going everywhere. Harvey sideways again. Rob Kirby, John West Alpha ahead of us. Out of Allard up to the complex. Got the inside of Kirby. Through. Kirby's coming back at us. Oh, in fact, he's trying to muscle us out. The Alpha a little bit better through the... Oh, Robin door panels with him again. And Renewing Hodgetts is trying to join in as well. Through Church, side by side. Another run up to the club chicane. Didn't think the Alpha was that fast. We'll get him under brakes into the chicane. More action here. Pete Hall's gone around. Tim Harvey is having as action-packed day as we are. We're already a quarter of the way through the race. Harvey has slowed down. Is that a legacy of the incident with Pete Hall? So Harvey is really hemorrhaging points in this championship. He's ex-TWR Rover. So back up to 12th. Graham Hathaway and Graham Scarborough are next on the list. Make that 11th because it looks like that was Dennis Leach. I thought I saw in the mirror. Thought I saw orange out in the grass. We have made a spot, so to 11th. Possibly blowing this championship wide open because Dennis Leach, of course, leads Class A and sits third outright in the championship. Hathaway ahead of us. It's really got this Escort rather wound up. So does Mark Hales. Just couldn't get it to stick through there. Church corner. Oof. Hathaway into him. They're both going off. We should be able to sneak up the inside. We do. The driver has been our nemesis this year a little bit, Graham Scarborough. You almost let us have that. There's an Escort off. It's Mark Hales. It is. Hathaway came back on us. So with the attrition, we're back up to 8th. Make that 9th because, oof. He's there. Oh. Side by side. He's still there, Scarborough. We did this at the previous race and we got all mixed up. Oof, that's not good. Scarborough comes back at us and will get back up the inside for the chicane. A lot of cars cutting the corner. Looked like Hathaway did it again in my mirror. So we're already halfway. Carl Jones next on the list. Out the back of the circuit. Going out of church. Through Allard, just clip the curb. Pack of 3 up ahead. Not going to make it 4 if we keep doing that. The end of this race puts us a third of the way through the championship. They're lined up, looks like. Jones and then Bill Griffin and then Mike O'Brien, I think, in the Commodore is at the front of them all. To the chicane. They're all going everywhere here. We'll make a spot on Griffin, I think. And his Marlborough liveried Rover. We won't because he comes back across. Ex-TWR car from the French Championship, I think, driven by John Louis Schlesser. The inside. He gives us a nudge. Wonderful livery on the car, obviously not carrying the Marlborough stickers. Tobacco advertising was banned in England. Griffin's really giving us a hard time. We'll cover him off. Mark Hale's done a great job. He's in front of Mike O'Brien's Commodore. 5th outright. Probably the tyres are a bit kinder on the Escort than the Commodore. And the Rover around here. We've gone for a hard compound ourselves. As we did last time. Club chicane. O'Brien swings the tail of the VK Commodore. Through Allard. Of course, Alan Docking prepared this car, Commodore. Range up the inside and make a spot. So we're into 6th. Brian shoots back past us. We'll get up the inside. I'd definitely say the tyres are gone off the Commodore. Track's very suited to the BMW. As we saw with Mike Newman getting pole over Andy Rouse. Through we got Graham Goods gone off. That's a shame, he was having a really good race. To the complex. Goods recovered to 6th. Three and a half laps to go. Little turbo escort in front of us. Class B leader Carl Jones. We'll get through, I think. There we go. No, we don't. Oh. Oh, that was a poor error. Try and nab him up the inside up here. He's on the prime. What is he doing? The back section, that was way messier than it needed to be. It's coming back at us. Horrible lap here. Oh, can we hold it? We can. This whole race has gone very wrong. Lost a lot of time on that lap. Battling with Carl Jones and just making a couple of little errors. Giving it all it's got. So 3 to go. Oh, that... Just can't get it to turn in. And looks like something's happened to Carl Jones, because we've now got a big gap back to Graham Good. I'm making errors all over the place at the moment. Must be horrible to watch, I apologise. Club chicane for the 14th time. Over the curb. 2 to go. Can we get 1 to go rather? I was misreading the lap chart there. If it says 14, it means it's 14 laps completed rather than on lap 14. David Carvel's probably too far away. Andy Rouse in second. Which possibly means our teammate's going to get his first win of the year. Will also mean 4 different winners from the first 4 rounds of the championship. 1 for Ford, 1 for Rover. 2 for BMW as we select third. That was quite... could have been nasty. Chicane for the last time, and I guess an entertaining but underperforming race for us. Will come through 4th place behind David Carvel. A good fight back, I guess. I think we were as low as 18th. A frustrating and painful race for us, but a great race for BMWs in general, with Mike Newman taking a dominant victory in car number 10. Andy Rouse in the ICS Sierra follows him home in second. David Carvel third. We got back up to 4th. Bill Griffin had a great run to finish 5th in the Rover, while Graham Good, he finishes 6th in the Listerine Ford. 7th, Mike O'Brien in the Holden, ahead of Graham Hathaway, Carl Jones and Rob Kirby rounds out the top 10. Class D winner, as usual, Chris Hodgetts in 11th. He led home Colin Piercy in 12th in the Metro. He was ahead of Roger Saunders, Tony Crudgington, while the final finisher was John Dooley in the John West Alpha. So that leaves the overall championship looking like this after 4 rounds. We're now a third of the way through the season. Chris Hodgetts 11 points clear of Graham Hathaway. Andy Rouse jumps up to 3rd. Dennis Leach equal 4th with Roger Saunders, while Mark Hales is back in 6th on 15 points. And after a third of the season, the Class A points, looks like this. Andy Rouse now leads by 4 points over Dennis Leach. Mike Newman jumps up to 3rd. We're 4th on 13 points. David Carvel rounds out the top 5 on 12 points in the Rover. So that's where we leave Thruxton. We're going back to Silverstone, which hosted the first round of the year. That'll host round number 5 and also round number 6, which is the British Grand Prix support race. So 2 rounds coming up at Silverstone, which will round off the first half of the season. We're hoping for a bit of a better run at Silverstone than we had in round 1. That'll be coming up soon. I look forward to you joining me then. But for now, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.